Welcome again to another session, or I like to call podcast / stream of Zero Ends channel. Actually, Chaos Rain. I am Chaos Rain here. Today, this might be very hurting. This might hurt some people's feelings. Hell, this might change the dynamics of how the stream's going to go forward. Maybe. We don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, it's something that has to be discussed. And to be honest with you, I could put a little blame on the men on this one. As a man myself, we could. And as some dudes that don't want to admit it or not, to be fair and honest. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when we talk about communities, especially the Black community, let's say the argument, that yes, we do have a very much weight problem. A very weight problem. And it's something that, as a whole, as right now, we could say the collective here in the West we call America, refuse to address. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe because it shows us right now, here in this Western region we call America, very lazy as a collective. That might be one of the main reasons. The other, we don't see it as an emphasis or importance to really address this. For those that's coming in, please hit that like button. Also, if you're not subscribed to Chaos Reign channel, please subscribe as well. There's also another channel you can subscribe to, but that's not the point of today's stream. The one thing we're going to focus on is, as title's given. And 1 second. Let me check something. 1 second, people. All right. So on to the matter. And as you know, the title, let's look at the title. The title, Men's Standards. This is the first volume. Stop Sexing Overweight Women. Now, why I'm really titling it this way, or giving this perspective, or bringing this to attention, to an ongoing discussion that really has not really been discussed here amongst us Black people. Because as men, the one thing we do have control, as we do have control of who we like to entertain in the bedroom. Not true? True. So there was a saying by another content creator. Yeah, I might be familiar with the brother. How they talking about, say, when the R. Kelly song about keep it in the download, it's more than just something that people are engaged in homosexual activities. It's deeper than that. It is something that there are some brothers that on a download, depending on his economic situation, is still given access and still engaged in sexual intercourse with women that are roughly overweight. That's 30 to, as far as depending on the height and the weight they should be, overweight. Even to the point where there's some women that are like 100 pounds overweight, that there are brothers in certain areas still given access to, or still having intercourse with women that are very obese. And to me, as a man, that's no good. That's a problem. Because one of the major things you must know as a man, that once you start entertaining, as a Black man, besides other race of men, and I can't really speak for them much, I know some of them still mess with some of their women that are a little big, but in regards to the image of what is beauty and what is considered acceptable from the average height of the women to the average, weight, that you do not see a lot of overweight women when depicting of beauty. Hell, we go far back from the 50s when I think Marilyn Monroe, as you remember, she's one of the few known curvy women, Caucasian women, back during the introduction of either called pornographic newspapers or magazines to what we call Playboy. And I can't remember when the day Playboy actually came out. If I had to guess, I would say maybe around the early 50s at most. I mean, at most. But it goes back to again that she was only one of the few exceptions of this called rule of the image of what a woman is supposed to look like. But in regards to our women, there's a serious crisis about the overweight problem. The obesity rate is very much unrecognizable. My thing is this, and I keep it simple: that you as a woman in the environment you're in is a necessity. Keep yourself fit all times. Matter of fact, I'll go first. It's mandatory you should stay fit. And not because you're doing this just to attract a man. That's the real end goal of everything. You want to attract the opposite sex, like everything else. But you want to do this to stay healthy, period. All day and every day. And to be honest with you, a lot of women will not see the emphasis or importance of staying fit. And the major reason why it is because as men, especially black men, right now as a collective, we're going to still give them the access to the dick no matter what. And to me as a man, as I look at overall, that is no good. And that will not suffice these women changing just how they appear weight-wise. If I ask anyone right now, and I never did this poll, but probably in next future shows, if I do another volume of this, I'm going to get a serious long list poll to see what women view or think of how they look, if they look fine and comfortable being 30 or greater over pounds or overweight. This is how I see it. Because as men, we should already know what it is that women, their only thing in life is to seek some form of attention. That's why you have the IG models, or I saw Instagram females that put pictures becoming models on IG. You also have it on Snapchat as well, but mostly it's popular on a platform that is run and controlled by Facebook called Instagram. And saying this, that that whole platform is only designed just for women to pose pictures and little small, I think, 20-second video clips of themselves. And they do this for one thing and one thing only, fellas: attention. And because we have a set of men in this community, we'll still give them the likes, the comments. Hell, you hear some dudes now are paying $5 or more to go on their My Fans Only to see more. Especially some of them now, there's not a lot of them that is keeping up with weight. A lot of them are very obese, having My Fans Only page, and very obese on IG, and still getting the attention they deserve on social media. That spells a problem for us as black people. Actually, for black men right now. Other group of men, they'll do this too. But for the sake of conversation, we're going to talk about the brothers for now, to keep it simple. That you're still giving these women that is very fugly or weight attention. That's no good. That is no good. And it's hard to continue complaining about beauty and fitness, and women should keep a certain body structure, and you're still giving them the dick. I have no answer for that, brothers. And because of this, you think these women are going to now come to light, no matter what age they are, 18 through 34, and I say 18 34 abruptly, they're not going to change in regards to keeping their body up to par. Now, in regards to the attitude and all stuff, that could easily be addressed, and women could control that. But right now, we work on the body first. Everything else will fall in place, because that's a little work. But maintaining a certain fit, healthy weight will be a start. And I feel that not enough men are really doing their parts to really stop giving these women sex. Because this is the only way it's going to work. Because when women stop getting attention and also getting no sex, which is the same, what do you think the natural repulse a woman's going to do? Her natural reaction to do? She's going to do something to change it. And this goes across all races of men. Ladies, fitness is key. You must be fit, nice, shape smooth. If you have big breasts and nice butt, keep it tight and firm. It's a necessity. Yes, yes. You can't escape that. And don't think you're going to escape that. One example I could give you, I saw one young girl that worked a 9 to 5. I saw her a year ago. She was like roughly maybe 30 pounds or more. I would say touching 40 pounds overweight, maybe at most. When I came across her, I think it was yesterday. She looked totally different. I could not recognize her. When she was, I guess, giving service or something. I said, "Who are you?" Oh, so you don't remember me? I said, "No, I don't remember you. What's your name?" Oh, and when she told me, because I did ask her name a year ago, she looked totally different. Do you know what she have done that I did not know was her? She lose the goddamn weight. Now I asked her what made her go out her way to lose the weight. She told me she did not like what she looked, so she decided to change it. And mind you, ladies, and this is for all ladies that's under 35 years old. This woman is now, I think she just turned 20 this year. So throughout her adult life, she was very big. But when I saw her again, she looked a totally different woman. I asked her height and weight. She said she was roughly 5'6" something. And she's like around now 130 some pounds. Now, I did this. Beautiful, wonderful, excellent. I told the person I am proud of her. Because I told her this. As a young woman, you should not be that overweight. And I'm proud that you made the change because you did not like what you look in the mirror. Now, regardless she has a boyfriend now, I didn't want to get too much of the personal business because that's irrelevant. All I know is I was happy to see the growth she has done in less than a year. I told her, and obviously she should try to maintain it and keep it down as best as possible. I was very pleased. But the point is this, what I'm mentioning this little scenario or the story, is that there is no excuse, ladies. No excuse at all. It is a requirement, a mandatory that you try to keep yourself as healthy at all costs. That's the only chance you're going to have in surviving and competing if you want to go out in the day market. Now, regardless if you had kids, that's not for this live stream. We're not going to talk about that. But we're going to talk about focus on just the fitness alone. And I think you do have control of that. And you should make it a necessity to control that. So I tell her and I'll tell any other woman that fitness is the key. You must be fit. You can't get around it. You have to get around. You're not gonna get around it. If you can maintain a natural, healthy weight, and I'm gonna say this personally, this is not something when you're talking about BMI. So that's some white people stuff. Get your mind off that crap, ladies. Get off it now. The BMI was been around a long time, even before this type of country, and let's say globally, with the help of Monsanto, start change the diet of people globally. What do I mean by this? I had my guest, Terrence Miller, and he's on my I have it on my channel right now, Chaos Ray, which you gotta scroll up about food. He explains not only partial the history, what it does, and where it might be going from last time I can remember. So if you want that, you can find out on my channel. You look through that on your own leisure time. But the point I'm trying to reiterate is this, that you have to be fit and you have to maintain that healthy weight. The average height for women today, especially here, or probably say globally, we're saying this country, is roughly 5'4". So at 5'4", you should be under 130, at least. Anything beyond 10 or 15 pounds could be a problem for you as a woman. And it's very dangerous for Black women. And let me tell you why. Because you're going to start carrying children. And carrying children, you're gonna put on an extra 30 pounds max of baby weight. Now, the younger you are having children, you might be better off. But as you creep into late 20s, going 30s, it becomes very difficult to shed out that baby weight. Especially you don't have a history, or you're not a woman that likes to keep a good healthy diet and a regimen of exercise and fitness. I'll say personally, and I ain't gonna have no shame saying this, a lot of women are very lazy in that department. Very lazy. Even with this, thing we have out here now, that they don't make the emphasis that, okay, you go have to stay home and work from home. There are certain things in your apartment, in your household, you could do now just to keep your body at a healthy shape. And normally, on the average, if you're a woman that's not accustomed to doing exercise, you're going to have to make it a normal way of life, doing at least an hour a day of exercise. I prefer you do cardio before doing weightlifting first, because you want to get the heart rate going out of everything. Get that, really good first. Then start make your way up, tone the body with light weights. You want to do this so that way you keep a firm shape. Now, from this thing I'm hearing about people talk about big bone and all this nonsense, that's just rubbish. You got fat. Let's keep it honest. No big bone, all this stuff. I'm not sure where Black people come up and create these stupid, fictitious things that I'm big bone. That's why no, you're just fat. Let's keep it real. You're fat. And there's no way around it. No way around that crap. One other thing I will do, I've discovered something from Google in regards to what I type about fat people. And you'll be surprised what I've discovered. So let me share the screen. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up certain images when I type up certain keywords. Okay, let's check something. We're gonna start off with let's say non-Black women. Let's see. Let's go with. Let's start with the image. This is fat white women. Let's check what is found from Google. We're gonna scroll down. There's fat woman. There's fat woman stock. Now this is the image that pops up. Oh no, that's not it. Sorry. I hope this is clear. Now this was different last time I checked it. Well, this is the image you see. And there's like over 100 pictures. We're not going to go through all of them. This is what is pulled up on Google. And this is educational purpose. Can you tell? They have one sister, but it said Caucasian women, but nonetheless. What's the one thing you've noticed? There are some. There might be plenty. Next. There's one sister. It should be one, but you know how images pop up. Now, as you notice, and I want you to correlate what I'm getting at. Look good. Look good. Now, let's go further. Let's see what else we could find. That's one. On this one, same thing. Same search engine. Okay? Now, let's look. Let me see if this is the same. Another one. Now, we're not, that's just the portion of what we call Caucasian women. That's big and fat. All right. Now, what I showed you was just the image alone. I scrolled down a little quickly, but you could type up and find it yourself. Now, I want you to compare this to compare what I type up when I go specifically for a search engine of, let's say, let's type in fat black woman image. Let's see what pops up. See that? And I want y'all to pay attention. What do you notice? I want people to catch this and pay attention good. There are some celebrities, yes, but I'm going beyond the celebrities. We'll look at the comparison. And there is a comparison that I want people to pay attention to. And I've noticed this when I was just Googling it alone. There we go. And it stops. So let me stop here. And there probably might be more images, but the only reason why I am sharing that, just to what they call it, to not only show some point, but there is a correlation. And I want y'all to understand there is a big correlation to a lot of things. That there is a comparison difference between them and us. And I'm not sure what people picked up on. What was that correlation? I'm not gonna explain it now, but I want y'all just to think and think critically on this one. Let me just go down. All right. Okay. I'm just. Okay. I'm just doing some little checkup. All right. Stand by, guys. I'll be right back. To give y'all a short answer, thank you for waiting. What you witness and what you're seeing is that there is a big correlation between the big sisters and the non-black fat women. And that correlation, as y'all seen, is that once you Google it, you've noticed that there is actually, and watch y'all go back to this recording, that when I type up certain keywords, when I talk about fat black women, there is actual images stock on Google. But when I type in fat non-black women, mostly Caucasian women, there is no stock. It's just like it gives you the name, you have to click onto it, and you just see just like clicks of and with the same set of pictures. What's the purpose of that? I'll tell you why. Because overall, there are a set of overweight Caucasian women, and it should be because we live in America. America is an overweight country. But one thing they do very cunning is they actually show pictures of fat white women, but also show them engage in fitness. You didn't notice that. So not only they're fat, but they're in direction to correct it. They don't have like a set image on Google where it says you can click on it and there's like image of pictures. The only picture you see is only big, fat, obese black women. And very little image of them actually doing exercise. That's one thing, if y'all did not pay attention, you now notice this now. Why is that? I tell you why, because it shows the emphasis that one, yes, there are some non-black people that are overweight, but they are in a direction to correct that, change that. But when it comes to the other side, when it comes to black women, ADOS women, all that stuff, they are not in those type of image or any positive image of them doing anything to change it. What that tells you? That tells you they don't see the necessity of changing their looks when it comes to the weight. Unfortunately, that's just unfortunate. And the reason why I say that is the reason, and it's simple. Because they don't see the emphasis, because the men of this community is still given to attention and sex. Now, mind you, those pictures that you saw, some of them were a good portion, few celebrities, from Lizzo, I think Gabby Sidibe, and Monique, which Monique did went out her way to lose weight because she did say she had some health problems. But the older you get, the more it's going to be much difficult to keep the weight off, ladies. That's just the bottom truth of everything. And not only that, your chances of potentially getting married, very slim. Very slim. You know? Um, hold on. Okay. I was checking some. So why, as me as a man, telling you say you have to be fit as a necessity is key. The answer is simple. It greatens your chances to hopefully getting a man, securing a man, or whatever you want to call it. And to me, I mean, I'm not gonna keep pushing the issue about it. As y'all know, there are many women that's so-called leveling up or all this stuff. On the average, they're not really teaching this to the average black woman that wants to so-called level up in a way to secure a man that I guess it means. The only women that's been really keeping it real honest with a lot of sisters, if I want to keep it 100, it's Nicole Michelle. I could say maybe Kristen Carrison, maybe. Actually, I think I would say, yeah, she does tell black women this too, but they refuse to listen. So, and mind you, she's a swirler, where she pushes advocacy of have exploring options, which is not really much options, really, if I want to keep it honest with you ladies, because overall, other race of men, by the percentage from what it's shown right now, are not really checking for non white women. I think maybe the reason why it is not because they're loyal to, but by default, they just don't want to give up their money, and not only give up the money, but they don't want to risk their resource having intercourse and having children with black women like that. I think the reputation is faulted for yourself because on the average, the men that are married, that's amongst this group, you're divorcing at a very much a high, greater than 60 to 7% range. And no man, especially in America, is going to lose any little tangible resource or whatever case to a group of women that's shown evident that when it gets rough and you get married, you want to just call it a day and just walk out of it. So, but besides that, you know, fitness is the necessity, is the key. The only advice I can give to most women moving forward is you're going to have to take your health more seriously in consideration. That's only one aspect you could do to combat, you know, your chances out here in this environment, or any environment particularly, because outside America, it doesn't get any better. It gets pretty much worse because the competition is very stiff. If we want to keep it 100, y'all. I haven't traveled every country outside the world, maybe a few countries, maybe one or two. But if I start to venture a little bit more, I will see the difference between the demographics of women, right? The black or non-black, that is very much a difference in regards to the looks side and how they keep their weight and health in check. Bit. I tell you one thing, Mr. Charlie, make sure his woman keeps a fit body. If she put on too much weight, he will let her know automatically. Because a lot of men, by default, ladies, still want to deal with women that look good, keep their selves to par, not only in the face, but also in the waist. And if you think it's going to be any different now moving forward, you are sadly mistaken. Let me do this. I'll put this here just in case people are interested. And that's only people that's interested. But overall, you know, you have to do this. Even the little thumbnail that I used, those are a few pictures of I just picked out just to show a president that, you know, I could have picked a much more severe picture of a very obese black woman, but I think that one from that celebrity just says it enough. And it goes back again to a lot of the men. because going back to us again, man, the standards have to be very much firm, and you have to uphold your standards. And I think a lot of men today, black men, we don't really view ourselves to having any form of standards. So we are like the garbage of the dating pool in this world. Our reputation seeks ourselves because of who we really deal with. If a lot of black men don't got a sister, they will deal with a very much, possibly, depending on his economic status, a very fat, obese, non-black woman. And most dudes that are, let's say, are making very good money and has the status and the network, you don't see them with a lot of overweight women like that. Unless they get them early. And what I mean early, they get them while they're in college. Because black men are still going to college, unfortunately. Maybe getting some debt, maybe not. But they are still going to school. And normally they will marry and date and out much higher, because obviously other groups of women, they are looking and seeking not only their men and group, but looking for your man as well, ladies. They doing this because it's a survival technique. Because most non-black women know that the competition gets stiff, and they need some man that they could get to marry and maybe do the necessary to provide and protect. And they'll take any brother, especially a brother that's either, a square or just a regular dude that's doing his thing in college. They'll take that more than anything else. I remember from Mr. Samuel's channel how he said it personally. He has a bunch of non-black women right now want to join his mixed group. And it makes me wonder, why is non-black women, Caucasian, Indian, Asian, wherever, want to join a group that's really established to hope to get black people to mate and date and marry again? And it's simple, because they want that network of men that's doing what they should be doing. It's that simple. So regardless how you feel that you're not in competition with other women, you can keep believing that. You could keep thinking that, but it's still gonna be the same, where you're gonna have to compete for every group of men, period. If you're not doing that, then don't complain the outcomes you get. Whether the pool is big or small in regards amongst brothers. Let me check something. And like I said, this will trigger a lot of men, maybe some women, but I think it's going to more trigger the dudes, because if I'm saying something, I'm talking in seriousness. I'm just going through my messages right now. Who's this? All right. Let me see. I got a few more minutes up in here. Before I close this out, I'm probably going to check. I might do one more Google search and check this some other things. If there's any images out here. I'm not gonna share my screen yet, because I'm trying to find if there's any more image first. Yeah, it gets real bad if you click onto the image personally. It's not a good site right now. I'm looking right now. But to find out that they have this a set image here on Google, say fact. And normally Google, they always be specific if there's enough pictures to put like an actual image of a template of pictures on the Google search engine. They only did this for black women. Reason for that is more than just an agenda. I think this because this is the representation of Black America, unfortunately. And I'm looking at it right now. They got something that you could pay for download. Ain't nobody download no pictures. But just scrolling down here, looking at it thoroughly, I see it. Now they have some pictures now from looking at this one. They show few fitness, and that's just a very small percent of fitness. But overall, they still showing a lot of big women. I tell you, because we don't really control these outlets, they make a conscious effort to protect the women in their communities. And that's a testament, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm just looking, I'm seeing it right now. This ain't no joke out here, man. Just scrolling down now, I'm just seeing more and more pictures. Women cute somewhat in the face, but very lacking in the waist. It's no good. This is no good at all. No good at all. But like I said to the fellas, we have to have better standards. I don't care what income bracket you are in. You do have the control of what these women keep themselves weight wise. I have confident most men either they make over 50K a year or less than that. You control which women you entertain in the bedroom. We need to start doing that more as men. I feel it's not something you can get around as a man. Hold on a second. Okay. So yeah. Let me check one more picture. Yeah. The picture becomes the same. Yeah, so my thing is this, yeah, we as men, we gotta do better in regards to being more disciplined. We gotta set some standards. I hear too much talk about this community about standards, this, standards, that. But overall, we as collective right now, we don't have no standards of what we want to see the future of Black people entirely. So I can hear this talk about women said we should have better standards, and the men should talk about they should have standards. Until we really have a standards set in stone that we're gonna follow, this at this side, in regards to obese black women that we still like to entertain sex wise, that has to change. I know that standard men could start putting more up front. And I don't care what your economic situation is in America. You have control of that. As long as you still, like I said before, and I'll say this again, engage in intercourse with these women don't see the value of looking at you saying, why I want to lose weight? Why I want to keep fit? Because they don't think as a person is necessary because you're still giving them what they want. Attention and dick. End the story. That's the end of the story. Until that's cut off completely from all groups of the Black male population, I guarantee you, they're going to have to look at their weight and take it more seriously. Matter of fact, even the things that some women, depending on age now, if they're not over 30 looking for a mate, being married, they don't make it an emphasis because overall, you still get them sex. See, when women stop getting sex, I don't care how much toys they play, they're going to come to realization they don't want to die alone. That's an honest fact. I hear it when they call into certain platforms and so this is what they want to attain, but they're not willing to put in the work necessary to get that. Their mothers have failed them. To Tim said, not only they have to be culture, feminine, but also kept fat. Their mothers failed them. And that is not a concern as men, what their mother has done to not teach them. Your job is to hold a standard as a Black man. And also, I can't speak for other men. Other men have this standard, but to us, we don't do that as enough as clique as whole, as Black men. We need to start doing that. I see too much women that are very much overweight, could change but refuse to change because they'll look at you and say, F you, boy, I'm not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I look good for my weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm still able to bag you because you still gonna give me attention and sex. And I hear this abruptly from women that's not even 30 years old. Some of the women that are Gen Zs saying that they could still get access to money and sex from men in our group because that's how confident, because as long as they getting that, they feel say, why I want to lose weight? I'm 250 pounds and I'm still bagging a dude that said he's high value, which we don't see this man in nowhere in space of high value, but that's another story. But when they sit there and being dead honest in front of your face telling you that, that tells you we have dropped the ball as men in regards to actually setting a simple standard like that. No woman should feel confident, overweight, to still say I can still get what I want as big as I am. That should be a red flag for a lot of us dudes. A big red flag. I don't have to tell y'all that. Y'all should know that already. Y'all hear it from social media, through the YouTube space, all outlets. They'll tell, and matter of fact, they'll be bold with it, said, I could tell it in your face that I still bag you regardless. That's not insane. That's confidence right there. To let you know, said, as long as you still give me the time of day, I don't have to change. Hey, what's up, Charles? Yeah. Hey, Charles, one question. I know you're busy. I've shown some images and pictures of fat Black women and fat non-Black women, and you'd be surprised what I've discovered if you're up in the poll right now in this stream. That they separate the two, and not only that, I tell the men right now, because they hear you now, because we're live right now, of the separation. When you Google it, they actually say, well, I type of fat Black woman, they have an image stock with the picture in Google. But when I type fat non-Black women, particularly white women, they don't got that, bro. Now, we all know this propaganda being played out here. No one has to really be surprised. But the bigger issue is that they already showed that most women that are big, that they're comfortable being big, because men are still giving them attention and sex. Can we agree? And it doesn't matter what financial situation the man is. I say this again, I say it's personal. You're giving these women the attention and you give them sex. So what purpose they're going to have and change their weight? So yeah, I'm here. Yeah. So that's what I want to say, to give you a background. Oh no, I sent you a link on Facebook. Did you get it? Yeah, check your Facebook now. Yeah, that's how to call. He's gonna come up here shortly. Let me see what's going on in the chat room briefly. Okay. Yeah, so I'll tell you, standards gotta be better. It's something that gotta really start doing now. Gotta hold the standards up high. With a very lack of standards, this is the result you're gonna get every time. Every time. Let's go now. And I hear even these women talking about the struggle love thing, which is really oxymoron. And this also plays, ladies, even when they labeling this, Damn, this is very interesting. I tell you, Facebook's a joke nowadays. But nonetheless, this thing with struggle love is ridiculous. Very ridiculous. I don't really believe in it, but I think it's a creation done by women because men just don't come up their common or their right mind to us that they want to struggle for love. Either you're in love and you can work it out or not. The struggle love thing, that's something that people got from watching movies back in the 90s. Most when they talk about thug and gangster culture. Unfortunately. You know. Sorry about that. I was just checking something. But yeah, this is where we at now. This is where we at now. Where we at. But I think a lot of young boys nowadays they're not gonna entertain a lot of black women from what I'm hearing now. And the reason why that is because they already see the abuse and mistreatment from the women in this community for and not just the girls, but from their own mothers. Because the mothers are the first teachers. And a generation of it, you're gonna have this. You're just gonna have it. I'm sorry. Where a lot of young males are not gonna give them attention now because they don't see the importance of it now. So when they talk about struggle, they talk about attention. How you gonna be struggling with anybody when someone's not even giving you the time of day now? The young people now. That's where I'm at with it now. Okay. I'm just going through some last things. I'm just gonna shut this down a little bit. Let's look. Yeah. All right. Let's check in last few things. Hmm. Who's this? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna mute myself. Give me a second. All right. I'll probably gonna run some music, and I'll probably will eventually close this out. So let me run some music now. Try to find some music. I'll probably play this. I don't know what that is. All right, guys. A little short intermission. I'm going to probably end it here. I do like to thank everybody that tuned in to this broadcast. I'm hoping down the line that, this message resonates to a lot of the men in the community. I think if we're going to really want the better outcomes as men, you do what's necessary. There's no other way around it. And I think complaining about the size and fatness of the women, you have your plights to really complain, but overall, unless we as enough, the men, depending on what economic situation we are, what we make or what we do, the women will not actually change because we don't hold that firm standard as men. And I think just holding a stand alone that we're not going to not only give you attention, but we're not going to give you no sex. That is only one important element for them to change the weight aspects of it. Now, not every black man is going to be aboard with this because most black men that, depending on what their financial situation, they're going to entertain a woman that's 30 to hell, even 80 pounds overweight. And one other thing, when they did the numbers now in present time, how much a weight difference for the last 60 years, since the 50s, it is found that only men gain, on the average, 3 pounds within 60 years. And this is across the board. For black men, it's probably maybe a little greater, but not much because most men, the height of a man today is roughly 5'9". But the average height of women is no different from the man now. And the weight of the average, not only white woman, but black woman, but we're going to say for black women, they have gained a total of 50 or more pounds within a period of 60 years. That's just frightening to know, saying you weigh more than a man in almost less than half a century. And the real reason why that is because you refuse to keep your body fit. Now, with the food aspects, we could control. If you look for solutions about the food, what to do about seeds and all that stuff, leave a comment at the end of the stream or this podcast. But over on that, ladies, you do have the power to control your fitness. I'm not gonna make no excuse for you. Get to work, be fit, feminine, all the above. I am, Chaos right here. So, like always, thank you for listening. The Chaos Reigns.